Thank you for joining me live from the grooming table. I am Amy Leigh, certified professional pet groomer since 2003, and it is absolutely my pleasure to share with you the secrets of the pet grooming industry so you can provide quality care for your beloved pets at home. One of my goals here on my YouTube channel is to bring a new voice to the pet grooming industry, and that is one that includes you, which is pet owners, as valuable consumers and not just pet groomers. So with so many people grooming their dogs at home these days and finding great enjoyment in that, having a place to learn proper dog grooming techniques and receive professional advice on tools, products, and where to get them, it's essential. And that is why I created this YouTube channel for you and your pets. Welcome to Go Groomer on YouTube. Thank you all for being here. Tonight's topic is get the trim you want for your dog. So I promised you last week, guys, that we were going to build on last week's document. Well, I did. I created a brand new document for you. For those of you that may not have a dog, may have a dog that does not require a haircut, quote unquote, maybe just some trimming. But oftentimes you go to the dog groomer and you drop him off and your dog comes back clipped up pretty good. And you're like, oh no, but it's just a lack of communication, guys. And I'm doing everything I can here on Go Groomer to just kind of bridge that gap between pet professionals and pet owners and pet parents so that everybody's on the same page and knows how to speak the same lingo and do what's best for the pet. So there again tonight, our topic is get the trim you want for your dog. Create your own dog grooming experience personalized for your pet. That's what we're focusing on right here tonight. So you're going to want to get the options. You want options when you take your dogs to the groomer, guys. And that's why I'm creating these documents for you that are free. So how to get the perfect groom for your dog has never been easier. If you download this free, is it possible? Grooming work order to take to your dog groomer when you take your dog for grooming. Let me copy and paste this right in the chat for you guys if you're not seeing it in the description. It should be, and it should be free and easy. Just click on it and you can download it. You can also, if you're here in the live chat, you can click on that link and it'll take you to it and you can download it and or print it out. Either way or both. So it's very important that you have it. I created it for you. It's free. I don't want your email. I don't want anything from you guys but to download it so that you and your pets have a little bit of a better grooming experience out of the gate. So let's get talking about this. In this video, you will learn exactly how to get the best groom for your dog with this guide that's available to you free, like I said. So it can be very confusing trying to explain to your pet groomer how you would like your dog groomed. I get it, guys. And because I'm dedicated to you and your pets, I created an easy and free pet grooming work order for you and your pets and your groomer, because we are all on the same team, remember? So this is one that you can download, you can print it, you can fill it out and take it to your groomer, ensuring that your pet's grooming session returns the best results possible for your dog's coat type and their lifestyle. So it's just setting you up for success, guys. Just more ways to set you up for success. Pet groomers want the best for your dog as much as you do, guys, so don't forget that. But the problem is that you don't often know the language of dog grooming in order to communicate with the groomer your wishes for the groom. So your dog groomer may also sometimes be unsuccessful in their attempt to explain to you upon check-in just what your options are. So often that also, it's given the condition that your pet's coat is in when you bring them to their grooming appointment. That can have a lot to do with it too. But your pet professional is going to be honest with you. And if you come in with kind of a little grooming work order, this is just going to help you communicate with your groomer. And trust me, they're going to appreciate it because they want to know what you want. They don't want you picking your dog up and saying, I don't even recognize my dog and that's not what I told you to do. But actually maybe in some mixed words, you did tell them to do that. It's a communication breakdown, guys. And I want to help you with that. So if you have a shedding dog, a heavy coated dog, or a double coated dog, you're going to want to stay put, my friends. So let's get to it. You want to see this document? Of course you do. I made it for you. I can't wait to give it to you. So let me just show you last week's document, which is also linked in the description of this video. If you didn't see last week's live stream, you're going to want to watch the live stream, as well as you're going to want to download this document if you take your dog to the groomer and they get an actual haircut. So this will help set you up for success, and your groomer and your dog, if your dog gets an actual haircut. Now, let's say your dog doesn't get an actual haircut. So what about those people? They still may not want their golden retriever trimmed, right? They may not want their Bernese Mountain Dog trimmed. They may just want the coat maintained, and there's a difference. So I created this document for you guys. This is for you. This is for you with shedding breeds. This is for you with double-coated breeds or long, heavy-coated dogs, okay? Some of them often don't require a haircut. How do you know that, guys? I know that's a question many of you ask. How do I know if my dog needs a haircut? How do I know if I'm not to cut into my dog's coat? Well, I explained it last week. I'm going to explain it real quick. I'm going to round this up for you again this week. If your dog's hair grows to a certain length, like picture a golden retriever, guys, okay? If your dog's hair grows to a certain length and it stops growing, then it's most likely a double coat. It's most likely a shedding breed. It's most likely a heavy-coated dog. That coat type does not get clipped. It may require a little trimming around the feet, a little trimming around the ears, you know, to keep it from matting or to keep it from being very thick. Around the feet, sometimes it can become very hairy, and it's hard for your dogs to, mobility-wise, they could slip around a lot. So by cleaning up the pads, cleaning up the tops of the feet, keeps the feet cleaner when they're in and out. It does not hurt the dog's coat at all, and it is also beneficial for them to help them get around better, because they don't have to worry about dirt and grime and mud packing into the hair and the pads of their feet. And then it hardens and it becomes a little bit like concrete, and it can also turn into mats. So yes, there is some clipping involved with your shedding breeds and your double-coated breeds, but that's questionable, right? You may say, well, how much? And groomers too. Groomers think that people come in and say, my dog is hot. Can you trim him up a little bit? Well, he's a golden retriever. Let's just stay with that. We all know what a golden retriever is. So I want you guys to picture this. So yeah, he's hot. You can trim him up a little bit. And the groomer, now if it were me, I would say right away, well, no, yeah, I can help him. I can manage his coat with de-shedding techniques and coat handling techniques, and aerate that coat and kind of clean his filter and get him back to good, and he'll be perfect. But what I would say is, obviously we don't clip this coat. Just to make that clear, some groomers think you want that, so you can't get upset with them. They're trying to do what you want. That's why I created this document for the professionals and for you as pet owners, so that we can all speak the same language, or at least get us closer to the same end goal, okay? So what I mean by that, and what you'll see in this document, you'll see kind of 3 categories, just like my last document that I created. In the first category, it says short coat. And you say, well, what is that? That would be basically like a Labrador Retriever. It's a dog that doesn't grow furnishings on their arms, or doesn't grow excessive hair behind their ears and back at their rear end. They just, have about a 2-inch long coat. It's a double coat, and it doesn't require any clipping at all. No trimming around the feet. And as you can see, if you go down, you can say, I want you to definitely use a slicker brush, dog grooming metal comb, conditioner, but no sharp de-shedding tools and rakes on my dog's coat, because I don't want you forcing out the coat. Some groomers think that's what you want. They think you want to pick the dog up and see this completely thinned out coat because they raked it and carded it to excess, because they think that's what you want. That's what I'm trying to explain. They're trying to please you too. It's just a communication breakdown, guys, and we're fixing that. Makes me so happy. For your dog's sake. For all the dog's sake. And for all the pet parents and the groomers. We all want what's best for the dog, right? So you'll see that under the first category, that's your short coat, and that is basically a dog like a Labrador Retriever. There's many other dogs that will fall into that category. Let's say a Beagle. A beagle falls into that category too. So if your dog is just a short shedding coat, it's going to fall into the category of short coat. A medium coat, what does that mean? I want you to picture like a Springer Spaniel, or say even a English setter or an Irish setter. Okay, they have that double coat. They have the coat type where they actually, you know, grow pretty flagging furnishings. They don't just grow hair like a poodle would. That's going to be your medium coat. So there again, pretty much the same as our short coat. We're going to use slicker brushes, grooming combs, conditioner. These are the de-shedding tools and techniques that you're going to talk to your groomer about. Say, this is how I want you to de-shed my dog. I don't want you to use any sharp de-shedding rakes or other carding tools that, unless you give them permission, guys, okay? So you could choose not to check that. Let's say they use, they may use a Kenchii rake on a certain coat, like a Cocker Spaniel. A lot of our Spaniel breeds, even our Springer Spaniels, it's okay if they use that and they know how to properly use it. Then it's okay to use that type of rake, and you would discuss that with them. And then you would not check, put a little check mark in front of the non-sharp de-shedding tools, okay? Now you also see as you go down to legs and feet, it says, yeah, light thinning and blending with shears and shave the paw pads, because obviously that breed requires that. So when you say, you're not saying shave it, you're saying thin it, blend it, scissor it, shave the paw pads, that's about it. And then you see with the head and ears, you're going to say, okay, well, it would be okay to do some light trimming with shears, venting the ears with a 10 blade, that's all okay. And as you can see in small type, no clipping on the body. That means don't put a clipper to the dog's body. You're specifying that, guys, and they know what it means. If you have this, you offer this to them, they're going to understand what you're talking about. And they're going to know that they're doing what you want. And that's a good place to be. Now, the last option is our long coats. The type of dog that I am referring to when I say long coat is like our Bernese Mountain Dogs, our Golden Retrievers, our St. Bernards. You guys get where I'm going with this. Leonbergers, your Newfoundlands. They're heavy-coated dogs that also have kind of a long, heavy coat. Okay? So there again, here is your choices. The same choices basically on all three. Where it changes is the legs and feet and the head. And there again, this is the same options as the medium coat. But you can specify with your groomer what type of tools. You may say, no, I really only want you to de-shed with a slicker brush, a grooming comb, and conditioner. You may say that's all I want you to do. And honestly, guys, if it were my dog, that's probably what I would do. Sometimes when we go in with rakes and other tools, we will get instant results, but we will also see that we may find ourselves having to groom our dogs a little more often because it kind of encourages a little bit faster of regrowth because we've pulled a good bit of coat out. That's okay. I'm not saying it's not, but I want you to know that it is also okay to say, I only want you to de-shed my dog with a slicker brush, a comb, and conditioner, and a high-velocity dryer, obviously. And that would be okay too. They will understand that, they will respect that, and everybody's happy. So this document is up on my Google Drive. It's shareable, it's free. You don't have to do anything but click on the link in the description to retrieve it and to print it. You can also save it on your iPad if it's something that, say if you are a groomer and you would like to have this available to your clients so that you make sure everybody's on the right page. This can kind of set your conversation for the groom. And trust me, pet parents appreciate a groomer that will take 2 minutes, that's all it takes, and just discuss some options and let them know, hey, I know how to handle this coat, and I just want you to know what I'm going to do, and what I'm going to do is the best for your dog. And basically talk the pet parent into making the right decisions for their pet if they're not sure what decisions to make. That's what professionals do. So yes, if you are a pet professional, print these out. Keep it on your laptop at work. If you need to print it out for a customer, have maybe, 3 or 4 of them at the ready, or just basically have it mounted on the wall so you can just discuss it with them. You may not say, well, I don't feel like, going through all these check marks and everything for every groom. Well, maybe you don't, and that's okay. But if you at least have something for them to visualize and to discuss with them, to give them options, they're really going to appreciate that. And together, you are going to come up with the best groom for their pet and that pet's particular lifestyle. And that is really, really awesome. That's great. So please, please, please take advantage of this document, no matter if you're a professional or a pet parent. Download it for yourself. Feel free to take it to your groomer, or if you're a groomer, have some at the ready. It's for you, it's free. I will never ask you for your email for anything. All I want you to do is have it. That's why I created it for you. Okay? So I'm done talking about that. For now, we're going to jump into questions. We're going to answer your questions as soon as we salute Janelle Lawrence for a $20 super chat. She's absolutely crazy. She says, thank you for another handy chart. You are the best. It is my pleasure, Janelle. You know that. You are so getting saluted. Hold still. Hold still. This is for you, Janelle, and all your babies. Thank you. I know you appreciate it. And you know it's my pleasure to do this. I love it. Thank you for taking advantage of this free information that is helpful to you and your pets. Thank you, Janelle. You're too kind. So let's jump into some questions. I saw there was a few. I'm going to have to scroll up a little bit. So give me a second. I want to make sure that I answer your questions. And remember, if you put a line in front of your question, which is simply just press and hold the dash button and then write your question, that's how I'm going to see that you have a question. Otherwise, I may miss it, guys. And then you all get mad, start typing in the chat angry words. I don't know. Most of you don't. Some of you do. But I don't intentionally overlook it. I know you guys know that. I'm just trying here. I'm trying to do my best. Okay, so let's answer your questions. And I want to say, did I see Suzanne's here? I see someone said, hi, Suzanne. Okay, I just want to say, Suzanne has she has a YouTube channel as well. Suzanne, I believe your YouTube channel is called Groomer's Harness, if I'm correct. If not, it's oh shoot. And I'd know it if I see it. Her name is Suzanne Grand, Grande. She's a pet groomer in Florida. And she has a YouTube channel as well that she shares. She has a very unique style of pet grooming. She's very active in our community here to be helpful and to just be a part of this big team that we've created. And Suzanne, I saw just started like doing 8-hour live streams of her day grooming. That is freaking cool. Suzanne! So if you guys didn't know that, please go check out her channel. I think she has done 2 live streams already that were basically her whole workday. It's very casual. It's not edited. It's just working. And she's discussing things as she goes along. You get to see the wonderful pets that she works with. You get to see how she works with these pets and how she's so successful as a pet groomer. So if you just enjoy watching dog grooming, please go check out Suzanne Grand's channel. It's either under Groomer Harness or Suzanne Grand. Suzanne, don't be shy. Please type in the name of your YouTube channel in the chat so people can see it, okay? Because I want them to watch it. I think it's wonderful. So I just wanted to shout that out because I saw it today. I only noticed it today, and I was like, good for you, girl. And it's a lot of work for us to share our day like that, guys, on camera. It's a lot, and it can get quite crazy in a grooming salon. So kudos to those groomers who are willing to showcase that. You got to salute that. You really do. It's wonderful. So thank you, Suzanne. And let's get to a question. Okay. And Janelle's reminding everybody, please put a line before your comment and your question so Amy can read it. And thank you for that. Jean says, can you please address grooming an intact male? My miniature Schnauzer rescue's not fixed and he's wiggly and doesn't like to be touched on his underside. That's typical for Schnauzers. They're very wiggly and they're very touchy. As soon as you touch them, they're like, don't, nope, I'm going to move over here. That's just a Schnauzer thing. So I do have some videos of me working with Schnauzers. There are a couple intact. Okay, I do have a video that comes to mind. It's not a Schnauzer, but it is a large golden doodle. It's actually my most viewed video on my channel. And it is also the first video you will go to. If you just go to my channel, you will see that is the first video it starts playing. In that video, he is intact. I'm going to turn off my notifications. That dog is intact, and I show you how I trim around his sanitary in the video. It's not hard. I go towards the scrotum. I'll hike one leg up. Not too high, because then he's hopping around on one foot. I'll hike one leg off and up. I'll hike it up, and I'll gently go towards the scrotum. Then I go to the other side, hike this leg up, go towards the scrotum. With a 10 blade only, okay? I say it a lot. It's the only blade that's safe in those areas, okay? No scissors ever, ever, and no 30 blade. It will definitely cause irritation. Only a 10 blade. And then as far as, you know, around the penis, I come off, towards and off the penis. That's how I trim the hair off the penis. Some people don't want that hair trimmed, so you would have to decide that or discuss it with the pet parent if you are a professional. So yeah, go see that video. It will help you, I promise. Katie says, I bought the undercoat rake suggested on your Amazon. Should I be using it gently, gliding it through the coat, not forcing until it stops getting hair, or would that be overdoing it? No, that's fine, Katie. So the undercoat rake, I think you're talking about mainly like our Mars Coat Kings, and I'm not sure what type of dog you have, but if you have a double coated dog or a carding type dog, like a spaniel or a golden retriever, a Labrador even, that's okay. Yes, you gently pull in short, quick strokes. And what wants to come out will. And when you're going down the coat, and then you may come back for one more swipe in that area, and then that's it. Call it good. So basically go over the area twice, and then go back, go over it again, and then call it good. You don't want to remove every single thing. Groomer's Harness, that's Suzanne's channel, I believe. You don't want to remove everything. You know, like I said, if you do, we can end up pulling too much that we're encouraging some quicker, heavier regrowth. It's not so much going to damage the coat, it's just stimulating the regrowth of the undercoat. That's not really what we want either. So there's a fine line, Katie, and it's a little awkward at first. The more you do it, the more you will understand it, and the better you will get at it and realizing after you see your dog in a week or 2 weeks. Say, okay, I did good with that. I did good with that. And you know, we always talk about making notes, guys, on your, if you print out these forms that I've created for you, make notes on there if you're grooming your own dog at home, what you did, how you did it, so that you can remember, maybe modify it next time if you think you need to. So it's cool to make notes and take pictures. CMM says, would it work to use an A guard comb followed by scissor finish on a mini Schnauzer legs to speed up the job? My dogs get impatient on the table. Of course you can use your guard combs on a Schnauzer, on any dog, to set the length of the leg. That's actually what I think all beginners should be doing. And most of us pet groomers, when we were beginners, that's what we did. We used guard combs to set the length on legs, even if we were leaving a fuller leg. It's not a cheat, but it is a cheat. It's a good cheat. It helps you set even amount, you know, on all 4 legs, so you don't have to worry about the groom looking unbalanced. Oh, that leg looks this wide and that one looks this wide. Using guard combs is a professional trick. Okay, and you should definitely take advantage of it. After you set the length with your guard comb, say on your Schnauzers legs, you're gonna find that you're gonna wanna comb everything up on the leg and say, well, I have some things are sticking out, I'm just gonna scissor those off. But you're cutting down on your work and your time and cutting down on the time the dog has to stand there and endure the grooming session. So it's a win-win for everybody. All right, let me just see. Oh gosh, my chat is so hard for me to keep up with sometimes. All right, no, it's good. I'm good. I got it. Okay. Let's see here. Marlo has a question. All right, Marlo with Teddy and Woody. Hello, Teddy and Woody. Hi, Amy. If you've covered this, forgive me, but when we keep to 6 to 8 weeks, a home groom, I question if I should still use the same size combs. Hope this makes sense. Okay, so what you're saying is if I groomed Teddy 6 weeks ago and I'm grooming him now 6 weeks later, do I use the same combs as I used 6 weeks ago? Yes, if you liked the way it looked when you groomed him 6 weeks ago. If you thought it was too short, then go up a size. If you thought it was too long, then go down a size. So that's why I think it's nice if you print out if you're clipping a dog like Teddy, this is the document that I made last week, and this is also listed in the description, guys, to print for free. If you're trimming your own dog, you can make those notes on here and put the date on it of when you groomed your dog, so you can go back and say, I thought his body was too short. I want to go to a 4, or I want to go to a number 1 comb on his body, or whatever. But by having this, it's an easy way for you to make notes and to clearly be able to understand it and look back on it and make modifications if you have to. So I understand what you're saying, Marlo. Yeah, if you liked the way you groomed him 6 weeks ago, then use the same guard combs again, because that's going to take it that short again. Ashley Hoot says, Amy, you are correct. It's called the Groomer's Harness. Thank you, Ashley. I really want you guys to go check her out. And she has such a sweet, bubbly personality. She loves the dogs and they love her. And you will really enjoy watching it, I guarantee you. Donna says, would you clip like a 7, a very matted, flea-infested dog, if a double coat? Very matted double coat. There are times when that may be the only option, Donna. And you'll see it on a very heavy double-coated dog, like a Newfoundland or even a full collie. If they have been unattended for, say, 2 years or something like that, and that undercoat is actually matted in there, unless you are very, very dedicated and willing to break up that groom into maybe 3 different grooming sessions, 3 different days, you have no other choice but to shave with a 7. I get it. Just because the dog has fleas does not mean you have to shave it. Absolutely not. So if you think you can work through the coat, there are some natural flea treatment shampoos that you can use. Tropiclean makes one. Any flea shampoo that you're going to use on your pets, you're going to want to let it sit on there for, about 10 minutes so it can kill. Then you're probably going to want to reapply just to make sure you're killing them. What you don't want to do, guys, is force dry. You don't want to force dry a dog if they have a flea problem, because you're blowing flea eggs all over your shop that are going to hatch up to 365 days later. They can last that long and hatch later. So be careful. My rule of thumb is I don't take dogs with flea problems because I don't want to do that to my other clients. Does it break my heart not to bring those poor dogs in here and fix them? Yes, it does. But I can't do that to my other customers. I can't. Fleas are so transferable. Even 1 or 2 jumps on me while I'm grooming, and the next dog that comes in, they jump on the dog. They're very transferable. It's just not worth it. So that's my suggestion for that, okay? You guys are so awesome. I'm so happy. I love seeing you guys. Marlo's next question is, I asked because I keep to the sizes that you wrote down for me for his body, legs, head, and etc., but his hair has not grown as much as the first time I brought him to you. Well, it should. He definitely has the type of coat that he is like a poodle coat that will continue to grow. So, I mean, if you like the blades that I used, then yeah, continue to do that. Maybe you won't need to groom him but every 8 weeks, but you're certainly probably going to need to do at least one bath and good brush out and blow dry in between grooms, Marlo, to keep his coat in good shape. That's what I think. Jane says, I just want to say that I love the KM10. Me too. You guys know I would never steer you wrong on that. Groomer's Choice is linked in the description below. I am slightly affiliated with Groomer's Choice, if you want to say that. I'm called, what am I called? I'm in their influencer program. So I don't actually get any kickbacks at this point. But I love Groomer's Choice. I've used them myself all these years. You will always find the best prices on Groomer's Choice. You will never find a fluctuating price on Groomer's Choice. I get it. Sometimes prices will increase, but they'll stay there. They won't fluctuate like you see on Amazon. So I am suggesting if anybody's looking for the KM10, and I say that, Jane, because I get so many emails and comments, everybody's saying, wow, Amazon is charging so much for the KM10. Where should I get it? And I'm like, don't let them fool you. Ever since COVID, Amazon, a lot of sellers on Amazon have been very greedy, and they have upped their prices. It's very greedy. You will never see that happen on PetEdge, Groomer's Choice, Ryan's Pet Supply, Chewy.com, Love Groomers. You won't see that. They are distributors of products, and they have all good reputations, and each and every one of them is listed in every video that I make from here on out, because I want you guys to go there for your pet products first. If you can't get it there, then maybe go look on Amazon. But for anything that's essential, you will be able to get it on any one of those sites. And they're wonderful. So anyway, Jane, back to you. See how I just sort of went off on a tangent. She says, I just want to say that I love the Wall KM10. I groomed Becca, a mini Schnauzer, and Moki, the Shih Tzu, this weekend. It's so quiet. Still having trouble with with Moki. That's your rescued dog. You said it's afraid of the clipper. I get it. She got me in the stomach this time. She bit at you. Well, just do your best to keep her harnessed on the grooming table in a way that she doesn't feel like she has a lot of control. Definitely don't want to put her in any danger, and I know you wouldn't, Jane, but you just want to harness her in a way that she doesn't feel she's in control, and just be confident and calm when you groom her. It should improve. Jenny says, I wish the PDFs would transfer to my books on my It doesn't. I think I have that on my phone, Books. That's an app. So she says, I wish it would transfer to my books on my iPad Pro. What does download is a blank page? If it showed up in the link, so it downloads blank on your iPad Pro. I would simply take a screenshot, but it's a bit of finagling. Okay. Yeah, well, I don't know why the PDF wouldn't save to your books. Try this, Jenny. I know on my phone, I have an app, and it's an Apple. I have an app that's called, it's a folder, basically, that is automatically loaded in on the desktop of my phone, called Files. And I can save files there. I can save PDFs there. Maybe it won't download to books because it requires a certain type of file in that app. But you can download them in the files. Let me show you. Where is my files? I'll show you what it looks like. So, hopefully, here. Can you see that? That's my phone. Oh, I gotta do this backwards. You see that little thing right there? It says files. Yeah, you should be able to download it to that. If that's not on your desktop or your home screen of your phone, then you should be able to add it in your system somewhere, I would think, in your settings. So hopefully that helps. I know it can be a pain with these different devices. I don't know where Raquel is, Ashley. I'm not sure. Sometimes she has doctor's appointments here and there. I'm sure she's got something going on. But Raquel, if you're out there, if you hear us on the replay, we missed you and we love you. So hopefully you had a good day. I know I was surprised she's not in here too, honey. I noticed that. Zandra, yeah, you got a line, but I don't see the question. Let's see. Keep moving along here. Roger and Chaucer, good to see you, fellas. Chaucer is Roger's little black mini golden doodle. He's absolutely amazing. He's so cute. So Roger and Chaucer says, hi, Amy. There have been leave-in conditioners and use of a spray, Nature Specialty Quicker Slicker, Kenchii Tropiclean. Okay, so dematting sprays type things. Perhaps discuss the options for better maintenance between grooms. Okay, my favorite brush out spray to use between grooms is Nature's Specialty Quicker Slicker. And you should be able to get it in one of those distributors that's linked in the description below. If not, you can always go to Nature's Specialty's website directly and order it there. Nature's Specialty is my favorite. It has been for years. Marlo, what are you doing? Thank you. Great advice, and I loved the size guard combs you used. Teddy never looked so great. You are such a dear. Marlo, you are such a so getting saluted. That's what you are. That's for you and Teddy and Woody. Hope you're all watching and doing well. I love you, Marlo. It's my pleasure. Teddy is beautiful. I really enjoyed grooming him too, and I think he liked it as well. So thank you, Marlo. You don't have to do that. You're so kind. I know you appreciate it. You're so awesome. So that is a great thing that Roger brought up, because a lot of people don't take advantage of using those brush out sprays that really, really help keep our dogs brushed out longer, helps repel dirt in between baths, just during our brush outs. And it also, what's the word? Obviously dematting. It helps you with dematting and getting out some undercoat. Like if you have a thick undercoat, that Quicker Slicker is going to help. The Kenchii spray, finishing spray, is going to help. Tropiclean makes a couple of nice dematting sprays, finishing sprays. They all work great. Another one I love is Crown Royal, and it is the Magic Touch. That's more of a scissoring spray, but I do love it. I use that one a lot too. I'm out of it, so I need to stock up. So good question. Good that you pointed that out, Roger, because I know a lot of people may, maybe I don't say it all the time, and they might have missed it in another video. But yes, those are essential when you do your brush outs. I agree 100%. Donna says, reason asking, I watched a YouTube groomer always clipping dogs down with a 7-blade, even a husky. I get it. That is the choice of the pet parent and that groomer. I definitely discourage it. Definitely. I say this, if you have a double coat, don't think that you can just so easily de-shed it, and if it doesn't de-shed easily, it's time to shed or shave it. I feel like people don't put enough effort into properly removing dead coat, especially an undercoat. I don't feel people put enough effort into that, groomers and people at home. And I encourage you to do so. So I have a lot of videos on my channel that you will see that I did a Bernese Mountain Dog, Golden Retriever, a couple of Golden Retriever videos, how to properly remove that undercoat safely without shaving it. You really don't have to shave it. You just have to put the work in. Some people choose not to, Donna. That's not me. And hopefully it's not your groomer either, guys. And what the heck? Raquel just popped in. She just popped in. She just caught the red eye. Sorry I'm late. You look beautiful today as you do every day. Raquel, you silly girl super chatting. Look at you. You're getting so saluted. That's for you, Raquel. Glad you popped in on us. Everybody's been wondering where you are. Now you don't have to You don't have to give us no third degree here, okay? We're just glad to see you. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. Stop it. Put your wallet away. Oh. All right, now let's see. Back to questions. Zandra says, let me just move this down a little bit. Zandra says, I have a 5-in-1 blade and attachment combs. What number after 5 and 1 blade? What number after 5-in-1 blade? And what attachment comb would I use for the body and for the legs for the longest cut on my 2 Yorkies? If you're talking about the attachment combs, I don't like, it depends on which one you have. If you have the metal attachment combs, you're going to use it under about a 10 or a 30 blade on your adjustable blade clipper. You're going to use either the 10 or 30 setting, and you would use the metal guard combs that come specific for, like, say, the Wall Brevera, and I think the Arco, not the Arco Mini, but I think the Arco has, yes, the Arco and the Wall Brevera have the wall stainless steel blades that you can get, and those will give you a good clip. And then you just pick the size. I mean, Yorkies are hard to trim down the legs. They're petite little dogs. So you're probably not going to do much more than like a 1/4 of an inch or a little more in it for it to be successful, Zandra. I think so. Yorkies are kind of touchy because they're so petite. So use your number 10 or 30 blade and then choose the guard comb length that you like to set the length on there. You will still have to do a little scissoring. We always have to do a little tidying up, okay? So I hope that answered your question. Jane says, forgot something. Do Shih Tzus tend to have weepy eyes? Yes, they do. Moki's eyes always seem to drain. I checked and she doesn't have rolled eyelids. Yes, they do. They do often have a lot of tearing naturally. I don't know if it's because they grow a lot of hair there. Does it poke at their eyes, you know, and make them tear? Is it just a breed thing? But yeah, and they often will have a lot of staining there too. So that is very normal for a Shih Tzu. Absolutely. It's just part of it. And Katie says, I have a weird question. Best place to order professional tub under $2,500. The one I ordered 2 months ago was back ordered again until November of 21. Wow, that's a long time. There are some, you really need to do your research on your stainless tubs. I did on mine. Now mine was a $4,000 tub and it's from TriStar Vet, I think is where I got it. Vet Direct or whatever, I don't know. But it doesn't have welded seams in the tub. That's one thing. I mean, you really got to do your research, and thankfully my husband was aware of that kind of stuff. I wasn't. So he said, no, you don't want this one, you want that one. I think for $2,500 you should be able to get a decent tub, Katie. Honestly, I do think so. Just shop it around and ask questions on your Facebook groomer groups. You know, that would be the best place to get a lot of answers from people who use different tubs. I use this tub. I can't tell you, oh, this one's great. I never used another one. So I don't want to steer you wrong. I would like you to hear it from somebody who uses it. So I would go into your social media groups, like your Facebook groups, even our private Facebook groups. Katie, I think you're a member. And ask the question in there. There's many, many private Facebook groups for pet groomers that you could ask that question and that will give you, people that use it would be able to tell you what they think. Okay, so Celia says, I'm building a mobile groomer trailer. What size grooming tub should I be looking for? I can't tell you that because I don't have a mobile grooming unit. I would take a look at, you know, your Handmade Engineering makes, in my opinion, the best mobile grooming unit available, the mobile grooming van that they make. And go and look at the statistics on their website. What is the size of the tub? It'll tell you. That's what I would do. Wagon Tails is another one that is very well known and has nice setups inside their mobile grooming salons. Go and read what they put in, what size they put in. It should be in their listings, their details, and their listing details, okay, and their description of their van. So that should help you. Janelle says, the dog my neighbors were begging me to groom, she is a large retriever, pure white. Oh, sounds pretty. A so-called groomer used shears and it looks choppy and horrible. Can I help her in any way? That's, to be able to blend that out, she probably used a guard comb on the dog, and I don't think that's at all necessary. But the best thing you can do is just brush and remove dead coat, because it will help some of that lay flatter. It will help smooth out some of that choppy, ugly looking stuff that is probably from a guard comb. It wasn't necessary to do that. They shouldn't have done that. But a lot of people think that they have to trim, that that's what the owner wants. So they do something because they're like, well, I think they expect me to do this, you know. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to trim a double coat, and you can take this with you to explain that you actually don't want any trimming on the body. You just want a little bit of trimming and thinning on the legs and the feet, maybe a little behind the ears. That's communication, guys. You really got to communicate with your groomer, and in order for them to try to understand it. So taking something like this is going to help you. It's going to help them understand what you want, and that's a good thing. CMN says, I know you've told us before, but is it a 10 blade I use the guard comb over? You can use a guard comb over a 10, a 15, or a 30. You'll see oftentimes they recommend you use the 30. It's just a recommendation. It doesn't cut any better or any worse. I use a 10 blade under my guard combs, because that way when I go to do sanitary trimming, I don't have to forget that I have a 10 blade on and say I had a 30 blade on. That's way too short to go in the sanitary area. I'm going to hurt the dog. I'm going to cause irritation, and then I'm going to cry, and so is the dog. So I always use a 10 blade because it's the safest under your guard combs. And that's why I tell you guys that, so you don't make the mistake of using a 30 in those sanitary areas. Karen says, home groom my Bichon 4 weeks or sooner, helped clip the coat more even. Good, so you tighten up the grooming schedule with the same clipper number. Is that grooming too much? No, it is not. I wash the face and the eyes frequently due to the dark drainage. Okay, good. Yes, you can groom a Bichon every 4 weeks. Your Bichon would look gorgeous every 4 weeks. Yes, you're probably not going to be taking a ton of coat off if you're clipping them every 4 weeks, but you're going to always keep them in good shape, and because you're bathing and brushing, the coat's just always going to look great. So Karen, no, I say do it. That's just fine. Jean says, my mini Schnauzer can sit on the table even when I have the belly harness. He can sit on the table even when I have the belly harness on him. Any ideas to keep him standing or train him to stay up? Yeah, I have a couple videos on my channel that are helpful, Jean. One is called, I think, Doodle Bad Dog is what the thumbnail says, and it shows you how to keep them standing. Several of my videos show you how to keep your dog standing. I can't remember the names of them, but one of them is, I did 3 different scenarios. I think it was that one. I think it was that Doodle Bad Dog video. In fact, I will go get it for you. I will post it in here. Hold on a second. Let me put it in. I think a lot of people have asked me that. So I'm going to put it in the chat. So let me just search for my video here. If I could type. I'm going to post it in the chat for you. All right, there it is. Okay, I believe this is the correct one. Has 3 different scenarios. Let me just copy the link. Okay, and we're going to put it in our chat. Where's my chat? There it is. All right. That is the link for that. Okay, Jean? And anybody that has a little difficulty working with their dog on the table, getting them to mind and behave and do what they're supposed to do, you might enjoy copying and pasting that link somewhere and watching it later, or just putting it in another browser tab so you can watch it. It's helpful, and that's what you need, I think, is just a little bit of guidance on how to get them getting their confidence up on the grooming table, because that's important too. All right. Oh, wow. Let's see. Any questions here? I see Donna has, love nature specialties, but I cannot do the smell of the spray. Oh, it bothers you. Some people are really sensitive. I know there are some products in here that I use that I love the product, but I'm like, geez, I don't like the way it smells. You know, it's unfortunate, but it's true. Sad but true. Donna says, do you know anything of the Wall Mini Figura? No, I've never used it. I have the Wall Mini, but need a new trimmer. The Mini I would use only for pads of feet, only. I only shave the faces and ears of my Chinese crested, paw pads. That's what I would use the Mini for, because it's a 30 blade. So I stay away from a face with the 30 blade, just to be safe. If your dogs are used to the 30 blade and you have a very light touch about it, you'll probably be okay. But I usually don't recommend it for people, Donna, because I think that they could cause irritation, and then they'll be disappointed. Dorothy says, I'm grooming my Schneagle. I think that's a Schnauzer and a Beagle, I guess, at home now. He's pretty much accepting of most everything to do with grooming, except rinsing his head during the bath. Any suggestions? Yes, hold on to his muzzle. So if you go to rinse the head, they're naturally going to get out of the way. If you get a hold of his little muzzle and hold it down and let the water run down, he might do this, but you can still hold on to him. I usually just hold their muzzle to let them know I want them to stay still. That's all. That helps. That's what I do. Lori says, building on Roger's question, when would you use a leave-in conditioner versus a rinse out? That's a good question. Okay. Well, here's the okay. During brush outs, I would use a leave-in conditioner, especially one that I really like and doesn't build up in the coat, like the Quicker Slicker. I really love that one. The Kenchii grooming spray, finishing spray, seems to be very light too. I'm just recently playing around with that one over the last couple months. But yeah, I like it. Doesn't seem to build up. I don't want products that build up in the coat. So when do I use a leave-in? If I'm dematting a dog, even before the bath, I'll go ahead and use that Quicker Slicker because it is a dematting. And it does help to demat. Then, of course, I turn around and wash the dog, but it helped me in dematting. So that's when I use the leave-in conditioners, the sprays, is when I'm dematting or when I'm doing routine brush outs without bathing. So in between grooms or baths. Then your rinse out conditioners, that's obviously what you're going to use when you're bathing your dog. And I would condition every breed, every dog. It's pet grooming. Okay, it's going to help your dogs stay nicer longer. It's going to keep the coat nicer longer if you condition it, no matter what the breed is. So I hope that helps you, Lori. I think that might have cleared it up. And maybe I missed that on Roger's question. So thank you for adding that in so I could elaborate. Because I think maybe that I was confusing people with spray and leave-in conditioner and rinsing conditioner that you would use in the tub. Janelle says the dog ran away from his home to my home. Oh, poor guy. I bet so. Roger says PetEdge has a Master Equipment Superior SS tub that is $1,700-$1,800. Oh, the price range with a similar fold-away ramp. Yeah, I mean, you got to check them out, guys. There's a lot of options. I can't tell you because I have this tub. I obviously haven't used every tub. I'm not going to buy every tub and try it. I can't. So the experience I have is with this tub, and that's all I can tell you. But paying attention to reviews and information on Facebook groups and stuff like that, you're going to get good advice there of people that use other products, other tubs, to say, yeah, I like it or I didn't like it, and this is why. So that's good. Sandy Spiker says, what do you use to brush out an Alaskan Malamute? I really, really would love on that coat the Kenshi large slicker brush. That's my favorite. Kenchii is listed in the description below. It'll take you to their website. You click on pet grooming and you look for slicker brushes. And you look for the large, only for the Alaskan Malamute. You want the large brush. It's a good one. The large slicker brush. That will do wonderful on that coat. Hi, Miss Amy. I see you. You guys are the best. Oh, I tell you what. Let me see here. We get Debbie has a question. Debbie says, we are sensitive to smells at our house, and I use Tropiclean Sweet Pea Spray that has a milder odor. Yes, and it has such a good smell. I do like it. And the Tropiclean brush out sprays are wonderful. They really are. So go for it. If you like that, sensitive to some smells, Tropiclean products are often easier to get than Nature's Specialty. More people carry Tropiclean products. So I can tell you right now, I love Tropiclean products. All the shampoos, conditioners, the facial scrub, the paw treatment, the finishing sprays, the colognes, they all smell wonderful and seem to be very gentle on the dog's skin and coat. So, hi Glass Goddess. She says, hello Amy, last week you said certain brushes can be bad for double coats. Could you tell me which one not to use? I use the Chris Christensen pin brush, a rake, and a comb. I don't want to damage the coat. Well, the tools that you're using should be just fine. Be careful with the rake on that thick. You have Chow Chow breeds, Glass Goddess. I'm pretty sure your name is Amy, I think. And I think you have Chow Chow and Chow Chow mixes, so be very careful with rakes. Definitely use like a quicker slicker, and a slicker brush during brush outs is really going to help you pull out the dead hair. Quicker slicker works great in that coat. I like the Kenchii large slicker brush on that thick, heavy coat. The Chris Christensen brush is a good one too, and you already have that. But oh no, you use the pen brush. I wouldn't use a pen brush on a Chow Chow all the time. Sometimes it'd be okay, but if you want to remove some dead coat, you're gonna need a good slicker. And I would go for the Kenchii large slicker brush over the Chris Christensen, say the coral brush, because it's only like a third of the cost, the Kenchii large slicker brush, and I think you would love it, really. So hopefully that helps you, Glass Goddess. Judith, so it looks like you had a question here. Somebody, okay, it says, I have a 4-month-old Shih Rufus. Likes his hair brushed. No, like his hair bushy. I'm sorry. Your feed for dogs raw as we do. Okay, so you feed raw. How should I best clean his longest chin hair? He is starting to get stinky. Okay, even with lots of wiping. So he has a lot of chin hair. Well, one thing you can do, I have to do when Big Gus, my golden doodle, it looks like a poodle, he has really long full ears. And when I feed him raw, his ears go down in the bowl. So I take both of his ears and I tie him back with a hair tie very loosely, like this, so he can eat. And if your dog has a lot of chin hair, a lot of beard, you could do that. You could do that under his jaw loosely, just to hold it out of the way. If it's too short to do that, then you're basically just going to have to do a lot of wiping and cleaning. But that's what I would suggest. Hopefully that helps. Okay, that was a good question. They're all good questions. You guys always have good questions. All right. Let's see if there's any more. I see Donna had another one here. Says, have used the wall many for 5 years. Been trimming CC powder, Chinese crested. Okay, Chinese crested powder puff. So that's the type of dog you're trimming with that. You have to trim that short to show groom them. Yes, absolutely. And if you are show grooming, then yes, you would need to use a 30. Sometimes they use a 40. But you let your dog get used to that by starting with a 10. And then you go to a 15. You toughen up their skin. So you can't just go right to a 30, guys. Definitely not. You have to trim them short for the show grooming. Just was interested if you knew anything compared to the Wall Mini. No, I think the Wall Mini should be that should be good for you if that's what you're doing. I would like better the Kenchii Flash. That's a 4-in-1 clipper. That clipper is very nice. So it's on sale right now for $150. If you're looking for another one, that's almost the price of the Wall Mini, I think. It's a really good clipper. So I think you would love the Kenchii Flash. That's the 4-in-1 clipper. It is on sale right now and has been for a while for $149. So go check it out, Donna. You might like it. Yes, I know they're 30 or 40 blade. Okay. And just looking here, if anybody has any more questions, because it is almost time to roll out of here. I think I'm caught up. Now, don't forget to go get your free version of these, guys. This is for you. Download it, print it out, or just download it and have so you can print it whenever you need it, whatever you want to do. If you're a groomer, take advantage of it. It's free. I will never be offended if I see this in any grooming salon. See, oh, that's my document. No, you will never hear me say that. I'll say, good for you, because you're just trying to be more helpful to your clients. So don't forget to download these documents for yourself. They're for you. I created them for you, and I want you to have them. I also want to tell you guys, on a little sad note, now don't cry, I can't live stream next Monday because me and the family might be on vacation. We have planned to go to the beach. So I won't be able to live stream with you guys on Monday, but I will be producing videos, hopefully 2 by the time I see you next. So I'll be working on that. There's a lot of things I got in the works, working on my course for you guys too. It's going to be good. I'm very, very picky about it, but it's only going to make it good, I promise. I want it to be easy to understand and very effective. So I think we are caught up, and I am so glad to see you guys here tonight. I love you all very much. I want you to have an absolutely amazing week, and what a great Monday when we get together like this. Thank you for being here, each and every one of you. So I know I could stay here all night, but I can't. I love you guys. Yes, I will send pictures. I will see you soon. You take care, and thank you for coming every Monday to Live from the Grooming Table here on my YouTube channel. And we are making such a difference in our dogs' lives and in pets' lives all across the world. And I said world. That's because we come together from all over the world. Thank you very much. Here is a subscriber showdown for you guys. I love you. You have a wonderful week. I will see you soon.